Merhaba, Holyweek.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Hello.
Thank you for accepting our interview invitation. We are Holyweek from Turkey. We want to talk about your Eurovision journey. So, would you like to tell us about how you feel about Eurovision right now, about this year? How are your feelings?
I'm feeling very positive. Yeah, it's been a very positive experience for me. I mean, I've always loved Eurovision. I've always been a fan of Eurovision, and I participated as a backing vocalist twice. So now to do it as an artist myself feels like a great accomplishment. And I really, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in Liverpool. And the closer it gets, the more I kind of feel more focused towards the performance. So yeah, I'm excited.
That's great, thank you. So maybe I should start with the more specific questions. Uh, the first one is, what has been the biggest challenge you faced in your music career so far, and do you find Eurovision intimidating?
Oh, I think the biggest challenge for me in my music career was, especially when I was younger, there was like a tendency to try to mold me and to try to make me into something I wasn't as an artist when I was very young and I started out with my first single. And that was hard because I felt I could only be successful if I wasn't myself, and that's just something that you don't want to feel as a musician, as a person. And I have to say, I don't feel intimidated by Eurovision. I think the other way around. I feel motivated by Eurovision. I think it makes me try harder, work harder, and find more ways to make everything work for me. So it's been a very nice journey as well to see how I'm dealing with the pressure, because I've, instead of it making me scared or making me nervous, it's making me more motivated to go for it. So it's a positive experience for me in that sense.
That's great, thank you. Maybe.
And I want to ask, how do you balance creating music with other aspects of your life, such as touring or personal relationships like that?
Well, I have the advantage that I'm married, and my husband is, he's a photographer, a videographer. He is someone who is also very artistic, and the people around me, my friends, are artists. So I think there's already an understanding of what that life is like, and plus we work a lot together in that kind of artistic scene. And yeah, I think for me, because music is so personal, it is kind of a relationship as well. So I think working and songwriting and touring is something that just is part of my job, and I don't ever feel like it's interfering with my personal life, because it's just part of my life. It's part of how I work and how I operate as an artist. But I do take enough time. I think that also comes with age. I'm 42. I'm older, so I think when I'm home now, I just stay home, watch Netflix, chill, cook some food. And I think if you take enough time between those very busy moments to do that kind of really simple home stuff, I think that balances out the pressure of personal versus business.
Of course, that's great. Maybe you can ask them to
And who are some of your biggest music influence, and like your idol or
Yeah. There's many. I think what I think of now is I think because I grew up I was born in the '80s, so I grew up with like the big MTV video stars, of the day. So for me, it's definitely an influence on mine. So that means people like George Michael and people like Prince and Michael Jackson, Madonna, Whitney Houston. They were like the big stars in that era. So and these were the artists that I got my first records from. When my parents gave me records, it was True Blue Madonna and the Bad album, Michael Jackson, and the Whitney album from Whitney Houston. So that's really something that is very informative for me as a singer. But I also listen a lot to For example, I'm a big fan of Kate Bush. I'm a big fan of Annie Lennox, Joni Mitchell, Stevie Nicks. I love the female perspective of songwriters. I love hearing, for some reason, I love female songwriters because they offer a very new perspective that is needed in the world, and I love listening to that. And apart from that, I listen to a lot of. I love dance music. I love electronic music, so I listen to a lot of house music from the 80s and 90s as well. And that's something you definitely hear in my music. So that's kind of, in a very short way, my idols.
That's great. Thank you so much. And our next question is, how come you realize that you want to pursue a music career? Basically, what is the turning point for you to become a musician?
I think I've always wanted to be a musician. I think I came out and as a young child, and I was always dancing, always performing, always putting on a show. And my parents were very lovely people that really pushed me in a very good way to educate myself. I started taking lessons. I started learning how to play the drums, how to play the piano. I took singing lessons. And you know, some people, they say when they're young, I want to be a fireman, I want to be a veterinarian, I want to be a doctor. With me, it was always I want to be a singer and a musician. There was never another option in my brain. And the good thing about that is it made me very ambitious and driven. And I think when you're young, you have to be ambitious and driven to make it in the music world. So that really was a plus for me. But honestly, I'm not really good at anything else except music. So thank God I could get a career out of this, because it would have been a really sad situation for me.
And you're doing your best, we can see it.
Oh,
You're great.
thank you.
And our next question is, after Eurovision, will there be any possible albums or maybe some collaborations with the other Eurovision artists? Because there are many collaborations we can see from the past years.
Yes, yes, yes. I hope so. What I can tell you is I'm already, we're going to tour a lot this summer, mostly in Belgium and Netherlands, and some things in Spain here and there. So we'll do some European stuff. But I'm also looking into releasing material after the summer and working on a record. So I really want to release a full record. And I will be working with some artists like from the national final. Like Amira was someone who did the national final with me, and we're really good. We became good friends, and we're gonna hang out this summer and try to write some music together. And then for the rest, yeah, I would love to collaborate with some of the artists in Eurovision, because we've met twice at the Eurovision parties. And I have to say, it's quite beautiful to see how everyone is connected with each other, and there's some camaraderie there. So I don't know anything yet, but I'm definitely not saying no to the idea. I think it would be a lovely thing to do.
Okay, that's great. So maybe I can ask that so far, who is your favorite from Eurovision this year, but except you?
There's a lot of, like everyone, you hear the music, and after a while you love all the songs because you heard them so many times. But for me, I think I already started from the first time I heard it. I was really a fan of Évidemment by Lazara from France. It's just, I think it's a great song. I love her voice. I love the music. I love how she's on stage and what she wears. And she seems like someone who I met her briefly in Madrid, and she seems like a very nice woman as well. So that's something that I really loved. And of course, you know, Loreen Tattoo is an amazing song, amazing performance. But I also love the song from Spain. I think Blanca Paloma is an incredible performer. I love Mimi Cat from Portugal. And maybe that's what I wanted to say. I have favorites, but I'm not willing to make it definite yet, because I think we have to see them perform. And someone like Mimi Cat, for example, I liked her song, but then when I saw her live, I loved her song because she's such a great performer. So when it comes to favorites, I'm like, I have to see them perform on the semifinal itself to make a final decision.
Okay, so maybe I can ask, we have little questions for you, like zap questions, we can say. But before that, I want to ask another question. I understand, as much as understand that you are familiar with Eurovision, and what would you say that who was your favorite Eurovision artist from your own country from past years?
Well, yeah, I guess because I was part of it, I'm gonna say Hooverphonic and Senec because I was part of the delegation. I just think there were two great songs. But apart from that, I also enjoyed Loïc Notet with Rhythm Inside. This was a great performance, a great song, very well staged. And I also still love Nara Tesoro with What's the Pressure. I thought that was a very nice, optimistic song, something that's not really known in Belgium to do, and she did a great job. And I still love, she's a friend of mine, but I still love Kate Ryan with Je t'adore. She did this in 2007, I think, or 2006. It's still a great song that we still hear all the time here in Belgium. So yeah, there were some nice entries for Belgium.
Okay, thank you. So we can have the Zap questions right now to get you know better. It's not about Eurovision, about you.
Okay.
You can ask them.
Okay, sure.
Question 1. Best place for a summer holiday?
Oh yeah, sorry, I have to say Greece. Yeah, I go to Greece every year with my husband. So, and I love going between the islands, taking the ferries, and yeah, we visit new islands every year because there are so many, and every time I fall in love again. So I have to say Greece. Yes.
You can visit Turkey too.
I just want. I'm like, oh, it's close to Turkey. I go to Turkey too.
Yeah, close to Turkey.
Well, yeah, and I think Kos, Lesbos, those islands are very close to the Turkish border as
very
well.
close.
So I'm sure it's just as beautiful in Turkey as in Greece, of course.
You know, we expect you to see you maybe this summer if you want to plan. Of course.
Good. I'll come over. Deal.
Thank you.
And what is best album of all time?
Oof, that's The Hounds of Love by Kate Bush. That's my favorite album of all time. Yeah, it's an amazing album.
And best movie of all time?
That would be The Color Purple by Steven Spielberg. That's a beautiful
Yeah.
movie. Yes.
Great.
It always makes me cry, that movie. So I can only watch it every now and then because otherwise it's bad for the eyeliner to cry so many times.
The best cuisine.
Oof. Yeah, sorry, because I love eating, to be very clear, so I love a lot of cuisines. But I'm gonna have to say Greece again. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah. It's just because every time I'm there, I just really enjoy it. It's very. I think the food is maybe less hard. It's a very. Yeah, the cuisine is just lovely. It's simple, great ingredients that are cooked very well. Yeah, I love eating. For example, I love eating octopus, and I just enjoy it when it's grilled to perfection. Yeah, so that's kind of my favorite cuisine.
That's great. It's okay. And the best snack to eat while watching Eurovision.
Oh, crisps for sure. And it's not very known. It's not known in Turkey, I'm afraid. But we have something called pickle chips. I don't know if you know pickles. It's like this kind of like.
Yeah.
It's like with gherkins and with little how do you say, onions and stuff. And we have in Belgium a taste called pickles for crisps. I think it's a little bit like comparative to salt and vinegar, a little bit. And I would say I have a great big bag of pickle chips and a glass of red wine when I watch Eurovision.
Okay, that's great.
What is your all-time favorite Eurovision song?
That is Where Are You Now by Imani. She was an entry for the UK in 1998. She came in second after Dana International. And it's just a song that I love. It's also it has a bit of a club vibe, the music and the orchestration. The lyrics are beautiful. She sings it so well. And it's a song I still listen to a lot throughout the years. So that's my favorite song.
And we want something little from you. It's about like, we want to challenge you to say something Turkish.
Okay.
It's so easy. It means hello. But for our equipe, like for our team, can you say merhaba,
Merhaba.
Holyweek?
Say that again?
Holyweek.
Holyweek.
Yeah, Holyweek.
Holyweek. Merhaba, Holyweek.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate you. So, do you want to add something for our last part? Like, we want to listen to your feelings, maybe. So, lastly, do you want to say something for
Yes, of
your
course.
fans or
I want to say hi and thank you to all the Eurovision fans in Turkey. And I also want to say that I hope you know that all of Europe really feels for you with what happened with the earthquakes, and we're all hoping that you will, as a nation, become good and healthy again very soon, and that we want to give you all the support we can give you. And I really like people like you who are, you know, doing this kind of things, because you're keeping the fire of Eurovision alive. You start the fire of Eurovision because you are listening to the national finals and to all the songs, and you know about the songs. And then after a couple of weeks, the big public takes over. But without you, it would never be Eurovision the way it is, because people like you really keep that fire going. So I appreciate that so much, and I really want to say thank you to you and all the Turkish fans out there. And I hope to see you guys soon on Eurovision. That would be amazing.
Of course, thank you so
We
much.
hope so.
We hope to. We wish you best lucks, good lucks for Eurovision.
Thank you so much.
This was the end of our interview. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Mwah.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.